straight down. He's also a little bit crazy. So, funny. Oh, simple. You are. It's German, bad thing. It's not nice. And I'm just gonna purely in blind. Doing the thing. So don't worry. Oh! This is perfect. Yeah. Alexa, pause. Why am I embarrassed to do this video? And there's kids screaming outside, but I'm too hot. I don't want to film this video, but I have to because I haven't got any other video planned. So here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eilidh, and if you're not, then hello, it's good to see you again. My god, I'm so tired. I am exhausted. And I feel gross as well. I haven't even done my skincare. I just did my eyebrows and mascara. So I don't even feel like myself. Anyway, it's been a long week. Let's just put it like that. It's been such a long week. Well, I generally think this whole month has been a long month. And also a long month of no reading. Like none. So, you know how I was saying in my last wrap-up video that I was gonna read more? Well, that didn't happen. Not even close. I did not even get close to the number of books I read last month. I feel like ever since me reading 20 books in August, it's just like gone straight down. They just dropped. So yeah, am I embarrassed to say the amount of books I read this month? Yes, I am. But also, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not going to avoid the video. I was generally thinking about filming something else, but then I was like, what? I have no other ideas. But yeah, you ready to hear the number of books that I read in October? Drum roll, please. Brrr. Am I putting off saying the number? Yes, I am. Here goes nothing. I read a whopping 2 books. Wow, that's so great. We love that. Mwah, chef's kiss. Amazing. I read 2 freaking books in the whole of October. I probably have gone through a massive slump, and I generally don't think it's been a book slump. I don't think the cause of my slump has had anything to do with books. I generally just feel as if I've been burnt out. I've just been burnt out. So I stopped filming for about 3 weeks and said to myself that I was just going to enjoy reading instead of like doing a bunch of filming, and I was just gonna, you know, take my time. I did not do that. Yes, I did take 3 weeks off of filming and YouTube and stuff. Well, I was still uploading, but I wasn't filming any new videos. But I didn't read anything. Like zilch, nothing. So yeah, that was fun. That was great. But anyway, the 2 books I read was one on my Kindle and one on paperback. So the first book that I finished in November was Collided, which is by Lauren Asher. It is the second one in the Dirty Air series, and I gave this one a 3 stars. This is when my slump started to happen. I finished this book, this book took me so long to read, so that's why the 3 stars have come into it. Even though I enjoyed the book when I was reading it and it was like I was in the world, it was getting the motivation to read. So I generally don't think it was the book, but also the book plot didn't help stop the slump from coming. So this one is about Liam and Sophie, I believe her name is. I can't remember. And basically Liam is a F1 driver. He is a cool, blonde, fit German lad, and Sophie is a tall, slim, blonde, beautiful American girl whose father is one of the persons for another F1 team. So Sophie has taken I think she took a year out. She either took a year out of college or she was doing all her college stuff online. I can't really remember. But she decided that she wanted to travel around with the Formula One tour with her father to experience life. She feels like she hasn't experienced life, and on a drunk night somewhere, she comes up with this bucket list where she puts literally the most wildest things that she's always wanted to do but has been too scared to do, and has challenged herself to do everything on that list. And surprise, surprise, Liam found that list. And Liam, being the playboy, cold and heart, barrier, no one comes near me person, decides to help her and tick things off her list. And then, you know, they get closer. It's kind of like a friends to lovers-ish sort of thing, with complications. And yeah, there wasn't really much plot to it, and I think that's what I was missing. I do believe if I read a fantasy book instead of this, then I don't think I would have got into a bigger slump, but honestly, I don't think anything could have helped it. Anyway, I gave that book a 3 stars because I did enjoy the journey it went on. It was very a character development book with we're journeying through like the growth of these 2 characters individually, but also in their relationship as well. And it was just fun that it was in Formula 1. That's my take. Anyway, the second book that I decided to read was Grimstone by Sophie Lark. I really wanted to read more like witchy, spooky, you know, those sort of like Halloween-y books in October. And this is the only book that I probably read within that theme. Then later finding out that this is a spin-off to another one of her series that I haven't read. So yeah, I didn't know that, but I don't do research about books, so that's not a surprise to me that I've done that. But anyway, coming away from this, I don't believe that you do have to read that series before you read this, because I understood it was just like any other book to me, and didn't affect the story whatsoever. But another one, I gave this book a 3 stars. I think I gave this book a 3 stars. Hold on, let me check my Goodreads. I'm pretty sure I did. I gave it 3 stars. This is a dark romance turn. I thought it was haunted, like it had, well, it kind of did. It had like this old mansion. So we are following, what's her name? Remy and Dane. So Remy has inherited with her brother this old like mansion house thing, which is kind of like scary and run down from her uncle who passed away, and she's basically fixing up this house. And in America, there is no common land. There is every like bit of land in America, which one doesn't make any sense to me, but moving on, is owned by someone. And surprisingly and not surprisingly, the road that leads up to this mansion is owned by a stubborn, tall, gorgeous looking doctor man, Dane, who's also a little bit creepy, not gonna lie. There is a whole backstory with him which I was not expecting, and I was constantly guessing throughout this book what was happening and what was going on. There were a lot of plot twists, but I feel like they weren't like, you know, verity plot twists. I'm still trying to find a book that is like that, and I know you guys have recommended me books. I have yet to read those books. That's my bad. But I was hoping like this would be like a dark romance spin-off of kind of Verity, but it wasn't. And yeah, it just took me forever to read. I was just like, it was meh. It was okay. It was, you know, I don't really know. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was really, really dark romance. I would just say like the backstories of each of these characters and the characters within them have like a darker past. Like Grimstone is the town, and I would say like that's the dark part of it. You know, there were like scary nicknames and things for people, but that kind of like linked into the whole past of stuff. Yeah, I didn't really know where this book was heading or where it was going. Like I was having a lot of questions and coming up with a bunch of theories that weren't right, but would have been cool if I was right. It was one of those reads. I would still recommend it. That's why I gave it 3 stars, not 2 stars, because I'm like, if you're looking for something that is like a little bit like spooky, but not like really deep spooky, just kind of like surface level, like it was a really easy book to read. But also like I loved the art in this. I'm trying to find one that's not, you know, it's cute, like it's cute. But yeah, anyway, those are the 2 books that I read in October. Wow, I'm already like ahead. It is now November, and because this video would have been so short if I just did it like that, I'm also now going to go through all the books that I want to read in November. So let's just dive into it. The first book that I have is actually a reread book, and like a reread series that I want to go through again, because it was actually one of the first fantasy series that I read that got me into reading. So obviously I want to reread the whole series, and that is The Cruel Prince. What the fuck is this called again? The Folk of the Air series. The Folk? I don't know. You can tell by how poorly treated this book is in the cracked spine, of how this is probably one of the first books that I ever read, because I didn't care about Benton. I was reading it like, oh my god, it's so battered. Well, now I kind of read like that, but still. I have a tendency to crack spines, but especially more when I was new to reading. It was like a new hobby. Anyway, I want to reread this series. I probably read this series when it was really, really hyped up in like COVID years. So I'm thinking like 2020. Was it 2020 or was it 2021? It was the first lockdown. So like 2020. Alexa, when was the first lockdown?
Good afternoon, Eilidh. Measures from the UK government restricting people's movement in response to the COVID-19 pandemic originally began on Monday, the 23rd of March, 2020.
I was right, 2020. So yeah, it's been 4 years, nearly 5, since I read this. So I want to go through and reread it and see if I like still like it, the story of it, and hopefully it'll pull me out of the slump as well. But yeah, moving on. Another one that was really, really hyped up around like 2020 when Book Talk was coming, From Blood and Ash. This book kind of intimidates me a little bit because it's so thick, but actually the writing isn't that small and it's quite floppy, which I like. No idea what this is about, like no clue. The writing on the back is actually too small for me to read. My dyslexia is going like haywire, it's going whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, so I'm not gonna read that. And I'm just gonna go purely in blind, but people seem to really like it. I was gonna say, I think it's like a Beauty and the Beast sort of thing, but also don't quote me on that because I have no idea. I might be making that up. Some sort of enemies to lovers. Again, I think, don't quote me on that. But it said like, this is the perfect fantasy book for like fans of Sarah J Maas, and I'm like, yeah, fan of Sarah J Maas right here. So I put it down, hoping, praying that I will like it and that I will actually read it this month. I haven't put as many books on my TBR for November because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like, I don't want to look at the pile and be like, no. So I've got a variety of different books, because the next one I've got is a dark romance, and I'm hoping that this is actually a proper dark romance. That's Priest by Sierra Simone. Again, short book, short, sweet. This was another one that was going around when like dark romance was coming on to my radar, and that was this book. And I'm genuinely curious about this book. He's a priest, and here is his confession. Oh, it's about a literal priest. That's so bad. But yet I'm so intrigued to what happens in this book. But yeah, dark romance. Again, hoping it will bring me out of my slump and praying to the God that I will read all of this. The next one I have, I've literally been seeing all over Instagram recently. I swear it's a sign for me to actually read it, because the stuff that I'm reading on there, it seems really, really good. But I bought it before I knew really what it was. So this is more reason why I need to read it, and that's Belladonna. No idea what it's about, but Stephanie Garber, who's one of my favourite authors, says it's deliciously deadly. I'm pretty sure it's another romantic one. Dark, twisted. Oh, secrets, curses, mystery, romance, and death. Wow. Your name is no curse, little bird. I just like the taste of it. Ah! So I think it's a dark romance. Well, not a dark romance. Dark romantasy book thing. Is it fantasy? Again, I can't read this. Or is it? No idea. Anyway. Yeah, little scenes have popped up on my For You page. And they were for this book. And I was like, oh my god, I have that book. So I've put it on, hoping to read it this month. The next one, these next ones are the ones that I recently bought in my haul. So if you haven't watched my book haul, go watch that, please. Or don't, you know, completely up to you, but I'd really appreciate it if you did. But that's Prison Healer. Again, another one that Sarah J Maas has said is a must read. So obviously I'm going to read it. Again, no idea what it's about. No clue. Done. I'm pretty sure I have read the back, but I can't remember anything. My memory is awful. Like, actually awful. Me just trying to explain books probably proves that. Because as soon as I finish the book, I don't remember it. Unless it's like a 6 star. But have I read a 6 star? No. I've read 5 stars, but even those I struggle to like actually say what the plot was. I generally think every single reader has trouble explaining plots. It might just be us or me. You don't know really. Anyway, back on track. Yeah. Oh, some sort of healer. Obviously, it's a healer. She's a healer being sent somewhere. Oh! Healer, queen, keep alive. They're coming. Something about freedom. Oh yeah, because she's a prisoner. Rebellion. Huh. Still no idea. I didn't read it properly. But yeah, it says here, a masterful and action-packed YA fantasy perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas and somebody else, but I haven't read her stuff. So, hopes, high hopes, hopeful. I also have Rasputic in this pile. I don't know why I have a slight urge to read this book. There is something about this book. It might actually be because one of my favourite Disney films is Anastasia, and obviously the character Rasputic, I think his name is Rasputin, is in it. And the title of this book is like its name. When I know it's got nothing to do with Anastasia. Like nothing. I swear there's actually a dark romance called Anastasia, so maybe I need to get that book. Maybe, not possibly. I just spent way too much money on books. Anyway, this is about a bargainer and somebody who owns a lot of people favours and probably something to do with that. It's part of a series, and Calypsos, Lilith, I hope that's her name, I just guessed that, is a siren with a very big problem, one that stretches up her arm and far into her past. For the last 7 years, she's been collecting magical IOUs for favours she's received. Only death or repayment will fulfil the obligations. Only then will the beads disappear. So it's something to do with that. I don't know, it just seems like cool. It seems like a cool book. So it's in my pile. And then the last book that I have is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. It's another thriller. I swear, I'm trying to get into thrillers. I'm trying to try a new genre. Does that make sense? I'm trying to get into a new genre. Take one of those sentences. One of them is correct. I don't know which one. They might both be correct. I have no clue. Anyway, this one is about a missing girl. Yeah, that's all I've got. It says a missing girl, a buried secret. A thriller that will break your heart. One of you commented down below that you gave this book a 5 stars, and you think I'll really enjoy it. So I'm listening to you, okay? Don't say I don't listen. And it's on my list of books to read. But yeah, again, I kind of want to go into this blind. I don't really want to know this, even though I swear to God I have read this. I still can't remember it. Anyway, that is literally all I have to say. Thank you very much. But yeah, this one's another one. So these are all the books that I've got on my TBR to read. I mean, again, it's not a lot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 7. So I'm hoping to read them all. Hoping. Let me say that one more time. Hoping. Because still in the slump. Still don't want to read. But we're going to try and get out of it with these books. So yeah, that's all I have literally. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you've got on your TBR for this month, and any recommendations that will help me get out of the slump would be highly appreciated. But yeah, that is all I've got. So hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Peace. Goodbye.